When there's an injustice against you or someone you love or someone you believe in, stand up. Don't sit down on them, if they need you.
Welcome to Popcorn Planet's Pop Culture Justice. I'm Andy Signore, and I'm here with Steph the Alter Nerd. Hey, Steph. And we are here to break down this historic and tense testimony from Prince Harry. Yes, it was a fascinating day today as the royals stepped up into an actual trial for the first time. What is it, 137 years, Steph? This was royal history. Yeah, it's a long time. Royal history we were all witnessing. Sadly, we could only witness it through these really weird sketches because they didn't let cameras in the courtroom, which can you imagine, Steph, if they had put cameras in this courtroom? Whoo! But no, they didn't. But we got transcripts and quotes from all the journalists that were there, and we broke it down for you today. And major props to Steph. Woke up at 5:30 Eastern Standard Time this morning to make sure she covered all. So bravo, Steph, for all your behind-the-scenes work organizing that for me. That was brilliant. And if you haven't already, go check out Steph the Alter Nerd's coverage over on Steph the Alter Nerd. But I'm excited because now Steph and I get to hang with you guys, take your comments, look at other reactions, and really react a little bit more in depth to what happened today in this trial. And a lot of you are engrossed and watching this. So thanks to everybody who tuned in. And we may talk about some other topics as well. So welcome to the show. Hello, everybody. This is our live show. I'm probably going to just talk for about 20 minutes. Then we'll clip that out as our main topic here. And then we'll pivot to some other stories and topics. But Steph, all right, this was a big deal. I'm excited to talk to you because we didn't really get to talk. You and I talked too much. We were reporting and working so much that I do want to talk about this. My biggest takeaway, as I said, and if you guys haven't seen the first two videos, please go. You'll see much more in-depth quotes and things from it. We're going to talk more broadly here. But my biggest takeaway was just there was no evidence. It's like, now I know we're in a cross-examination, and this is, the mirror's job to sort of do their punches and ask questions. But my goodness, Harry did not have a lot of good answers to a lot of the stuff that the mirror was throwing back. And let me just be clear, everyone's here. I was rooting for Harry on this one. I know a lot of people don't like Harry in my audience, Steph, etc. People are mad at him. But if there's one thing I will root for Harry for, or at least I was this, thing he was doing against the press. What they did to his mother, what they do all the time. It sometimes does step over boundaries, and I can understand and respect where he's coming from. And I assumed, based on a lot of the stuff I did see, that, yeah, Piers Morgan was probably doing some shady stuff. And if they were doing stuff that was illegal, yeah, amen, Harry, call it out, do it, expose it, because that would be amazing, and do what's right. But my goodness, Steph, as he then proceeded to go through all the articles, and we have the full document here, his opening statements and all the articles. This is a long document. I can't even get through it all, but all these articles that his team chose, and then they're presented with basically the Mirror's response. And more often than not, countless other publications were reporting on the stuff that Harry's saying was private before the Mirror even did it. And then to make it matters worse, guys, stuff that he said in the book was confirmed as the royals were leaking. And then stuff Harry himself was actually putting out embargoed to press people were what the Mirror was reporting on. So Steph, I mean, am I nuts? Or was this a massive bloodbath in the arguments that Prince Harry had? I know you're going to answer yes to that, but were you surprised? Like, did you expect them to at least come in with more damning evidence like I did? Or is that not even a surprise to you?
It's not a surprise to me. I've been following this case for a while before Prince Harry actually went on the stand, because this High Court trial actually started about 3 weeks ago. So I've been reporting on it ever since the beginning. And the issue with Prince Harry is that time and time again, he's saying all these claims, but there's nothing to back him up. He's not showing any receipts. And so I was expecting a bloodbath. I was expecting him to be absolutely destroyed on the stand. And that's exactly what happened. Because time and time again, Prince Harry's turning around and saying, essentially, opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, I have no idea how you got this information, therefore phone hacking, therefore unlawful information gathering, right? But then the Mirror Group newspaper lawyer, or the MGN for short, lawyer, is turning around and is like, well, hang on a minute, Azza. You're complaining about our article here, but it was reported in this newspaper that we don't own a couple of days ago, or a week ago, or even at one point 2 months ago. And at one point, he's complaining about an article they made, but they're making reference to an interview he did with the Associated Press only a couple of days prior. They're like, what unlawful information gathering when we're getting it literally from you or from the palace? Or he says with the Chelsea Davies situation, you know, no one knew that I was going to meet the parents, right? So how the hell did you find out about it? Her uncle blabbed to the press, mate. Try again with the unlawful information gathering accusation because it ain't washing. Like, they're going through each and every article he's saying they did this and absolutely destroying him on the stand. And to make matters worse, they're using spare against him. The memoir, his own words.
Throw those spare icons in the chat. I just sent some of you members. I want to see a lot of spares come up.
Otherwise known as wah, by the way. But yeah, they're even using his book against him. Like, this lawyer that is representing MGN, damn, he is getting paid well, and he is definitely working for that money right now, because he has taken no prisoners when it comes to Prince Harry. And stay tuned tomorrow here on Popcorn Planet and my channel, because the bloodbath ain't over. Oh, no. Because tomorrow until around about midday, 1 o'clock UK time, the MGN lawyer will continue to cross-examine Prince Harry. At that point, he says that it'll be finished. Then his lawyer, Harry's lawyer, has turned around and said, oh, we want to re-examine Harry, because they've obviously witnessed the bloodbath and they want to do damage control. So tomorrow afternoon, UK time, is Prince Harry's softball question time from his own lawyer. So that should be fun as well to absolutely destroy. Hi, Kim.
Yeah, look who's here. Kim's here.
Hi. Well, today's been interesting.
Right?
Yeah,
oh
look,
my gosh.
I'm curious to get your thoughts too, because I know you haven't been as intense as Steph has. And I see people in the comments who are like, oh, someone who was like, this Popcorn Planet guy does not know about the Montecito, blah, blah, blah. Look, I've not been a fan of Meghan Markle, but I don't hate her like a lot of people do. And I've tried to play a little bit more fair looking at it from afar. But I think Steph and Kim can see my turn has this might be the full heel turn now. Finally, this trial is like my last resort, because it's like, in watching this, I now see exactly what Steph and everybody's been complaining about. This whole trial, to me, and reading the transcripts, Harry's responses, everything, it's all just, wah, they reported about my broken thumb. Why? And then when they're pressed, like, well, Harry, you know, the royal press people put out the quote about your broken thumb. Well, yeah, but you shouldn't have reported it anyway. Like, what? You're not the editor, dude. You don't get to pick what stories they do. And sure, it may seem silly that they're reporting about your broken thumb, but that's neither here nor there. That's not what this case is about, Harry. You're a celebrity, you're a royal, and if you'd stayed a royal, you'd have the best security in the world, and they'd all deal with it, and you could, you know, it comes with what the territory is. But now you're like leaving and expecting the same treatment, and then you're crying about the stories they printed, and then have zero evidence to prove that it was done with malice and hacking. Like, I'm losing my mind. They're just like complaining, and they expect special treatment. And I get it now, Steph. I think I've fully come around, and I am fully annoyed and bothered by these two. And guys, if you haven't yet seen it, Kim, I don't know if you got to watch it. We did a video on Monday with Christopher Melcher talking about was he going to get deported? And there's a portion in that video, you do not want to miss it. There's a portion where the most professional person I know, Christopher Melcher, gives up. He's like, you got it. You got me, Andy. F this guy. Why didn't he just fill out the paperwork? It's brilliant. And I just start laughing. I'm like, right, these guys are digging their own hole. They keep doing it. Kim, am I crazy? Or are you starting to see it too? What do you think?
No, I think honestly, the two things that popped into my head while you were talking is, the first was, I did watch your videos from earlier today, and I loved the Star Wars reference of like you were the chosen one. Like, why did you do this? Like, why? Like, we were rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you? And I think the other thing was I saw this comment that I loved so much because, I mean, it definitely went hard, but it was him talking about the thumb thing and being like, what value did this have to be reported on? Like, they shouldn't have reported on it in the first place. What value did finding out that your brother was circumcised have?
And this is the thing, right? He had a problem about the press, yeah, reporting on his broken thumb, yet he's absolutely happy in where to be talking about his freaking blue todger and the most unique way of using Elizabeth Arden 8-hour cream. I mean, priorities, guys. Prince Harry's got his priorities straight there. Proper thinking with his head. And it ain't the top one he's thinking about, that's for sure.
Nope, it's this one, Steph.
But it's just my point that it's like, I don't even know how to, because I'm like, for any situation, I try to look at both sides. I try to defend it from both sides. I try to think kind of like lawyer wise of like, if this was my friend, how would I defend them, even though I don't know them, you know, or whatever. But it's like, Harry, you're making this hard. You're making this really, really hard. And I don't doubt that the media has been, you know, intrusive and terrible to him at points in his life. But it's like, when you choose to take this move, you have to be so careful.
And you have to come with evidence. Like, you can't just be like, I think they did, I suspected, and they are so intrusive that how else would they have gotten it? Harry, it was reported in 10 other magazines. Well, I've never heard of those magazines, so the Mirror must...
And at some point it was like, I didn't know. Well, I didn't know that they were reported previously. I'm like, oh, dude, if you're going to turn around and you're going to accuse one of the biggest newspaper groups in the UK of unlawful information gathering, like, get all your ducks in a row and figure out, well, was it reported previously? Could they have got it anywhere else? Like, literally.
Well, it's true. Like, and honestly, if he loses this, I would think how dangerous it is. Can't they like sue him to be like, you just made everyone assume that we're shady doing this fact? And what's scary is like, I do wonder what their tactics are. Like, I'll be honest, like I don't want to sit here and simp for Piers Morgan. The dude I'm sure it seems has not done the best, their stories and whatever. He sort of was like owning it back in the day, but you still got to prove it. You got to prove it. You can't make these accusations without proof. And the fact that he's now out there defaming the press and saying all this stuff, assuming. There was one line I loved where he's like, the lawyer pushes Harry and is like, so just because there was one case of unlawful phone recording, do you assume then that all the articles that we write are from phone recording? And he's like, well, no. But he does. He totally does. And that lawyer, just based on the transcripts that we're seeing, granted, I got to say, I didn't think I'd be but siding with the journalists, but they're doing such a far better job. And what's really scary to me is because I agree. I tried to look at this objectively. Some in my audience was very annoyed at me because of how objective and fair and patient I've been on this story. But I think it's been worth it because now you're seeing the turn of the people seeing the reality. But it's wild to me because I lost my train of thought. The evidence that he was presenting, I really expected him to come ready to get them. Like, there was a lot of stuff, even when I reported on, they came out, Pierce's team, MGN came out and was like, yes, first off, we want to apologize because there was one incident, we're going to own it, and we screwed up. And at first I thought, well, damn, Harry's going to win. Like, look at all this evidence. They're already admitting defeat. But now looking at it, I'm like, that was fucking brilliant. Because now they've admitted, well, yeah, we said that, Harry. We get it. There was a little bit. And they even apologized to him at one point, Steph. During the trial, they're saying that at first, Harry, we'd like to apologize to you. We should have never done that. We'll never do it again. So now they look like, yep, we admitted fault. We're the right ones here. But Harry, now you're really accusing us of nasty stuff. Can you prove it? Oh, but did you know that they're just torching him? Yeah. And how do you go to a trial like this with all that's on the line? So many other celebrities are trying to get the press for this specific thing, which did happen, mind you. We have proof, right, Steph? There was a period where they were hacking. They had some sort of trick to get into voicemails, and there was clearly some really illegal, shady stuff happening for a period. And a lot of celebrities probably could have had their own cases and prove it, but he's going to sink them all, Steph, don't you think?
Yeah. No. He's screwed it up. He's absolutely screwed up. Utterly, royally, totally, like, done. And it's just, I said this in one of my videos before he took the stand. Why is he taking the stand? I knew, and I'm not just saying this and talking out of my backside. I knew this was going to happen. Knew it. I knew it was going to be a bloodbath. I knew it was going to get torched. I knew it. Because I said in one of my videos last week, I said, his lawyers either are freaking dumbasses letting him go on that stand, right? Or he's the idiot because the lawyers are turning around and saying, do not go on that stand. And he's ignoring them out of his own hubris and his ego. Because when he came out this morning, out of that vehicle, I went into ICAR, and mind you, he went in the front entrance in front of all the press. So this whole...
he did an Amber. He could have gone a private way and he didn't?
Correct.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Totally. Yes.
Oh, so when he did, we have the video here. I thought that was he had to go that way.
No.
And that guy, just for full reminder, when Amber did the TRO and said, "Oh, I had to leave and I didn't know all the press was there," Christopher Melcher, who like literally does law in that courthouse for celebrities, is like, dude, there are 5 exits, like 3 or 4 of them are completely private and you never have to be seen. She chose to walk out the door with all the press. So you're telling me Harry did the same thing when he did this?
Yes. There was the end of March, beginning of April, when this all started. Yeah. Was it end of April, beginning of May? It was then end of April, beginning of May when this all started, right? Prince Harry attended the first day of when this all started. Okay, this essentially it's a class action because it's not just him that's going after MGN, it's a couple of other celebrities as well. And he went through the back way. Now he was papped, he was pictured, but not like this because he went through the back way, right? So it was a little bit more private, a little bit more, what is it? No, he's going through the front entrance.
He's smiling at him.
My privacy situation. He can go bog off and do one. Isn't that beautiful? He could have gone through a side entrance and had less issues, especially with the whole thing of, oh my goodness, I'm scared to go to the UK because I don't have the proper protection. Please take my money so I can buy the police for armed protection. And, last week or the week before, courts turn around and says, no, thank you. But yeah, happy to parade around the world's press. When it suits him, of course.
I also I didn't realize, not to be mean, but he's really bald.
Yeah, dude is losing it.
He's like really, really bald. But good for him. He's not trying to hide it. But yeah, that's really weird. Why would you do that? Also, like all these big press outlets there. How did this dude get there with his phone? Good dude. Wow, impressive, man. You waited there the whole time and got like the best shot on your iPhone. Yeah, this is wild. That makes me really mad. Go ahead, Kim.
I'm just imagining him crossing on the other side of the street, jumping the fence, and be like, "I'm just gonna squeeze in here."
I'd be doing that.
Yeah.
No, seriously. Yesterday, I was seriously considering getting a last-minute train ticket and going down.
Oh man, no, I'm so glad you didn't. I'm so glad we got to prep it here. Now, props to Robin. I remember she did the Free Britney rally. She did that. She like snuck in and got Rosengart. We had like the best angle of Rosengart's speech that time. So you can do it. So props to Robin. Thank you for that. But what was I saying? Yeah, this was a mess. It's backfiring. It's backfiring tremendously. Now look, it's early. There's still more, but where I'm really scared and frustrated, I messaged Black Belt Barrister trying to get insight on this, and he confirmed it, Steph, what you told me.
Thank you.
Pierce Morgan isn't going to go on the stand. Nope. Like, none of the Mirror people are going on the stand. And I'm like, how is that allowed? Like, you'd think, like, Harry's doing it, okay, well, the other side's going to do it. But no, the other side's wise. They're like, we're just going to say we can't tell you because we can't reveal our sources. Legally, we're not allowed to reveal our sources. And the judge is like, yeah, I'm not going to have them come on because it's just going to be a waste of everyone's time because they're not going to say anything. You'd think like still they would be allowed to come question them and ask something. It does sound weird to me, but yeah. I asked, am I understand this right? Judge isn't allowing any of the MGN, including Pierce, to testify, as it'd be a waste of time since they won't and can't legally reveal their sources. There's no other questions Harry's team could ask. Seems sincerely unjust to not have him a shot. And Black Belt said, in short, yes. So, yeah, I mean, that blows my mind. Kim, does that surprise you that we don't even get to have Pierce up there and plead the fifth to attempt to have some other side or something we could gather from it?
I mean, if it's pointless, then why waste the court's time on it? I guess from that perspective, I understand it. I honestly, I just feel like we are watching the beginning of a train wreck. Like, I'm not trying to be mean or, try to capitalize off of somebody else's embarrassment or having to go through a court case, because it's hard. Like, it is hard going through court and everything else. But this just looks like a mess. And the fact that Harry was so unprepared today going in, and now we're hearing that there's a lot of people that we thought were going to speak that are not going to speak. I have no idea how this is going to go. It's just wild. It's just absolutely
well
wild.
said. Just so unprepared. I mean, Steph, we were watching like contradictions. We'll go through more of it in the full show, but just to trim up, I'll get your final thoughts. But yeah, there were so many contradictions, and there was just so much of Harry saying, "I didn't know that," which is such a bad answer. When they get you like, oh, well, did you know that this was reported in 4 other outlets before you said we did it illegally? No, I didn't know that. But it was still intrusive the way you did it. You're all just cannibalizing each other. Harry, you're admitting they didn't do it illegally because all these other outlets had it first. So what are you talking about? To not have Harry prepared like that or even know that that answer could be said, Steph, how on earth did he get lawyers that didn't prepare him for that question?
Screwball knows. Who knows? Who knows? The thing with Prince Harry, in my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, is that he's so blinded. He's so blinkered with his vendetta against the press. And he thinks he's so goddamn right and righteous that he thought it would have been a cake stand on the stand, a cakewalk on the stand. And that it'd absolutely destroy MGN's lawyer. It's the ego of the man. And that's been his downfall. Because it's been the other way around. MGN has completely destroyed him, and it's been a bloodbath. And the bloodbath continues tomorrow morning when he goes back on stand. Best believe he's with his lawyers right now, and they're doing a lot more prep and trying to do damage control. But the damage is already done. We still got to go through what? 13, 16 more articles or something like that? And each and every one, it's going to be, you did unlawful information gathering. Well, it was actually reported 2 days ago before we released our article, so try again. And it's just going to be a repeat of that. He's been backed into a corner today so many times where he's had to turn around and said, fair enough, yeah. I get the similarities between the 2 articles. Yours and the one that was released like a week ago or whatever.
But it's like, even then, like, right, have some sort of like, well, it's a conspiracy. They must have all been working together. Like, make something up that at least helps to justify it. Not only that was he not prepared for, but I'm very proud of my thumbnail here because I even made this watercolored, the book cover. How do you not be prepared more for, they're going to use the book against you, Harry? Why even release the book before this trial? Like, how dumb are you? Like, I don't want to use the dumb, I always feel mean when people are like, dumb Prince and the South Park name, but dude, that was dumb. Like, you are a dumb Prince if you thought releasing this book was a smart plan before your trial against the press. Go ahead, Kim.
I don't understand why his PR team was not like, maybe you should wait. Why don't we push this to, 3rd quarter, or we'll make it a holiday. We'll put it 4th quarter and make it like for Christmas sales. Like, why?
Money is all money. Money.
I was about to say dollar signs, the money,
dollar bills.
Another one.
Prince for hire, Prince for sale. Sponsor a Prince, by Dior. Like, they've got the and it makes more sense now. Their lifestyle is a lot of money to maintain. That French expose that I reported on, I think about 2 months back now, we found out that the maintenance cost on Montecito Royale alone is about $4 million a year. Maintenance costs. She's the freaking bed. Now, they've got hundreds of millions of dollars in the bank, right? When you tot up all their deals and everything, you're talking anywhere between 120 to 140 million. But this is the thing, right? If your maintenance costs are 4 million a year, and then you don't take into account the bills, the help, the staff, the way you live, what you buy, this, that, and the other, that money will soon run out pretty fast. Dude's got to continue to make money somehow to be able to maintain this lifestyle until whenever he's not here anymore, right?
Oh, we got lots more. I want to go through this document. I want to talk more about those contradictions. We got a lot going, but I want to just take a moment to make sure I plugged all these amazing people. Go subscribe to Steph the Alter Nerd. She's been doing great work behind the scenes on this, and she reports on it as well over on her channel. You can also check out It's Kim on YouTube. She has got a lot of wonderful coverage of her own amazing topics. Lewis Leck over at Nerd Report, and over here. Can we do me a favor? Not only make sure you're subscribed, but make sure you're subscribed. Hit the bell so you get notified. But can we get more thumbs up, please? Hit that like button on this video. Help get the word. And yes, keep engaging down below. Leave your comments. Better yet, if you want to watch the full show, if you're watching this later, live viewers, we got lots more show that you're going to enjoy. But if you're watching this on the replay, consider becoming a member. Hit that join button, pick a tier. You'll be supporting our coverage and our journalism here, as well as getting all the exclusive full shows when you want. You can watch them at your leisure. Appreciate you guys so much for watching. Live viewers, let's get into this. I want to talk about these contradictions. I want to get into this letter. We got so much more to talk about. Steph just sent me, and I'm going to splice this in because I'm sure this is going to be funny, but here's Piers Morgan responding. Piers Morgan reacts to the hacking trial, but he says, I do wish the TV media would stop invading my privacy like this. Touche, Piers. Here's Piers being invaded.
Evening, chaps.
Hello. What do you think of Harry's accusations today?
I didn't see it, I'm sorry.
He said your behaviour was vile and unjustified. What do you think?
I didn't see it. But I wish him luck with his privacy campaign. Look forward to reading it in his next book.
Ouch.
Such a troll, I love it.
That is about an epic troll as it gets.
Someone call the coroner. We just witnessed a death. Like, oh my gosh. Oh.